Hello, hope everyone's having a good day and is ready for another installment in the series I like to call Underrated Throwers. Today we got Rutger Smith from the Netherlands, and he is another very underrated thrower. I'm pretty sure his PR was probably like 2160, 2170, I'm pretty sure. I forget. This isn't his PR throw, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I'll list everything, like his PRs, his accomplishments, and his height and weight if I can find them in the video description. He got silver in the 2005 World Champs to Adam Nelson. He has a couple other medals from World Champs. He's a multiple-time Olympian, multiple-time European finalist. So, he's a highly decorated person, very consistent, was a really good shot putter and discus thrower. Arguably, he was a better discus thrower. He threw, I think, 66, 67 meters. I don't think he quite threw 68. I'll list it down in the description, but yeah, he was very, very good athlete all around. And we're just going to take a look at this throw. And one of the reasons I picked him is because he has just really nice, easy technique. He was pretty tall as well. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, he was around the same height as Ryan Krauser. I could be wrong on that, don't quote me on that, but this is obviously from the picture from the start of the video, a 41 meter throw. So I'm just gonna do his shot put. If you guys would like me to analyze his discus throw, by all means just comment down below. But I think he also has just a really nice technique. And for someone very tall, he moves like a shorter person, which I find odd in some ways, because normally you don't see tall people like this. And what I would consider tall for shot put is someone like 6'5" plus. So normally you don't see people like very good shot. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say that. Never mind. But that's what I would consider tall. So, I wish we had a back view of this throw, but sadly we don't. So, let's break it down. He kind of doesn't really get over the left very well out of the back. He kind of lets his hip kind of just sink a little. Let's see. A little like this way. I don't know if you guys can see that. It kind of like dips down. So he's not really stacked that much over his left. So that kind of forces his chest to be slightly down. But he keeps that. I think he does this intentionally, to avoid sprinting too much across the ring, because he is so tall. You could take this route or the route with Krauser and just don't sprint. And that's not a knock on Krauser's technique, is because he really can't, because he's just so tall. If he actually sprinted like someone like Joe Kovacs or like Tom Walsh, he would just fall out of the ring every time, because he's just so tall compared to them. But Rutger does get a pretty good sprint, actually, for considering how tall he is. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. And even though his chest kind of dips down a little, he still is in line with his shoulders, and he's still torqued and still has really good separation. I really like how he holds his left shoulder in the middle to let his right leg really whip around and get the lower body ahead of the upper body to create all that separation at the front. He catches really well. Me personally, I don't like how this right foot stalls to wait till the left foot gets down. I would rather it just keep moving and have the right heel slightly up more. So it would be easier to turn and keep more weight on it, so he could produce more power, more rotational power. But he stays on the shot a really long time. So the important thing is he stalls the right foot, but he doesn't open up with his upper body, so he's still torqued. So that's the reason he can still get away with it. But I think he would have thrown further on this particular throw if he didn't stall his right foot in the middle. But that's just my personal opinion. Not to say 41 or something was not a good throw. I mean, that's a really good throw by anybody's. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would take that throw. So, but yeah, so, and has a really, really nice block. The one thing I really like about him, well, like one of the things, is just how squared he is at the finish. I know this is a side view, but I mean, you still can't even see his left shoulder. So that tells me that his shoulders are in line. And you can see his left shoulder now, but the shot's already left his hand. So he really got everything he possibly could have out of that throw. And look, he stays grounded right up until there, where the shot's like almost out of his hand. That's about as good as you're gonna get. So, I mean, on a reverse especially. So, because on a reverse, everyone says, like, you want to stay grounded as long as possible while the implement is still in your hand. But I mean, realistically, there's going to be a split second while it's still in your hand, and you're not going to be producing like force off the ground with your right foot. But it's important when you do this that your left foot stays grounded. That's really the more important part, because if both feet are in the air, you're just jumping and you just lost basically all your power, and you're just using momentum and you're not adding anything to the throw. So when your right foot isn't on the ground anymore, as long as your left foot is still on the ground, there's still power going into the shot put. Now this, if I was going to write this in like a textbook, like this concept of just staying grounded, and I was going to put a picture, it would probably be this image right here. Because, I mean, that's about as good as you can get. Because literally the next frame, it's out of his hand. And he's still like, he just lifted his left leg. Like, that timing is perfect. So, that's something you want to watch out for in video. Now, obviously, like, this takes a long time to get this kind of position. So, some tips for this is to try and focus on just keeping your hand in contact with the shot put as long as possible. That will help you rotate through the shot put and release it down the middle almost every time, and usually stay on it. Or the other thing, you don't necessarily have to keep your head on the shot put, but keep your eyes with the shot put, if that makes sense. So you want to just keep looking with your eyes. Your head isn't realistically gonna stay in front, like squared, just because of the nature. It's gonna tilt a little because when you release the shot put, because it's coming off your neck, and it kind of has to a little for it to actually like come off your neck to release it. So a good tip is what I found, and this is something I've been working on a lot with my throws, and is one, to just keep your eyes on it the entire time, or until it just comes off your hand, or as long as you possibly can, basically. And two, your head doesn't need to like stay square. It could, but realistically, that's going to be very hard to do. As long as your eyes stay on it, your head and your left side won't really pull away that much, or if at all. So, and that's really what you want. You'll get really good throws with that. And number three, and the cue that really helped me was just basically just keep the shot put in contact with your fingers as long as possible at the release. And one more thing to do with your lower body is to have this heel, when you get into the middle, stay at like that level. You see how he kind of drops it a little? If he keeps it at this level and just keeps rotating it, you'll have a much quicker release, but stay on it long and produce a lot more force off the ground. He kind of does like a short little hip hop. Like, he does turn it, but like it's just not as smooth as it could be. It's still great, but he could have stayed grounded like a little longer, just a little. But his block is excellent. So his left leg is right there. Right leg replaces it. That's when you know you have a really good block. When all your forces are going in the same direction on your reverse. And if it's a non-reverse, when your right leg drags to recover, if it's going in the direction that you released it. So you're going in the direction that your left leg goes. So if you are doing a non-reverse, the right leg, let's see. So the right leg would be going over here, would be sliding over here to keep yourself in the ring. I would highly not recommend doing a non-reverse for shot put, at least in a competition. It's a great like drill and practice I think everyone should do. But in actual competition, no, because it's for shot put at least. Just because it's just so hard to just stay in the ring and throw far from a non-reverse, so, and shot put at least. So, but that's a whole different topic. But that's just my 2 cents. So, that's really it. Otherwise, it's just a very just simple throw. He still gets a very good sprint. Nice. His finish is immaculate. It's really good. Got nice height, nice block. So yeah, I hope I stayed on topic a lot better on this than previous videos. So yep, I'll list everything, all his accomplishment, his PRs. I'll list both shot and discus, and if I can find his height and weight, I will list it too in the video description. But other than that, yeah, hope this video helps and hope you guys enjoyed. See y'all later.